Hey, how you doing? This is Wilton's Music Hall, and this is where we're going to be doing the inaugural concert of the London Bollywood Orchestra. I've been lucky to work with some fantastic Bollywood artists for many years, starting off with A.R. Rahman when I was very young, and worked with Sonu Nigam bringing the music of Mohammed Rafi to life at English National Opera and other venues, with the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, and the music of R.D. Burman, which features quite heavily in this concert. I did with the BBC Philharmonic and Sonu Mohapatra, and I did the BBC Asian Network Prom, and then last year we did a prom for Lata Mangeshkar at the Royal Albert Hall, and that was sold out. And you look at people's faces on the television, and just to see those smiles of the kind of energy of the original Bollywood scores being brought back to life, or as close as we can do with the musicians we have, and seeing the kind of time they're having. We just wanted to be able to do that more regularly, and I often get asked to put on shows for various events or concerts, and to put on the big orchestral shows, which is fantastic, and we'll always carry on doing that. But sometimes it's just not possible. You need such a huge orchestra, and it costs a lot of money, and it's difficult to find the time to do that. But we wanted that magic to continue, and we just thought, well, why don't we do a music theatre-sized ensemble that can travel around, go to many different places, and bring that kind of magic to more people. And in settings like this, which is used as a film set, it's got a very rich history as a music hall. The sailors coming here hundreds of years ago. And all the comedy nights, the music nights, the theatre nights. It's a kind of place which has seen everything, which just feels fitting for a Bollywood concert, because it's almost like you're back in one of those Bollywood sets from that kind of magical 60s, 70s time when R.D. Burman and Shankar Jayakisan and Lakshmikant Pyarelal were making that music, which is so phenomenal, yet sometimes so badly recorded that the live experience is always more exhilarating than it can be for some other music genres, because you love the music, but you've always heard it with that crackle, and then now we're playing it with a clean sound. We've got a fantastic orchestra together. The woodwind section includes regular players from the London Symphony Orchestra. Our strings section is being led by Rob, who is the leader of the Lion King Orchestra in the West End. So it's people with a lot of experience doing studio recordings, pop recordings, classical recordings. They're really fantastic musicians. And we're really looking forward to just bringing to life some of those arrangements that in some cases I did many years ago that haven't been heard for a long time, in this really intimate setting where we're up close to the orchestra, to the audience, and we can talk to the audience, and the singers are interacting close up with the audience. It's almost like we're throwing the audience into the middle of a Bollywood set, so they're in the scene themselves. So I'm sat here now where the audience would usually be sat, and I've got a prime position. Usually this theatre would be full of seats, and we're hoping that we're going to have a full house for the first ever concert of the London Bollywood Orchestra. You can see around the balcony, so there's some seating up there, and then behind me you can see some paintings that were originally made for an Indian play that took place at Wilton's many years ago. And they covered the windows, but they decided in the end, after the play had left, that they looked so wonderful that they should stay at the theatre. So we're kind of lucky because it's really in keeping with the whole Bollywood theme of the night, and it looks just like it almost looks like the theatre was a set built for the first night. We're going to begin the show with a really well-known song. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but we're doing songs that span from the 40s all the way up to the fairly present day. So the newest songs that we're going to be performing were performed in the last 10, were written and put into films in the last 10 years. And we're doing some really early gems as well. So some that you will have heard in the Lata Prom last year. And if you were lucky enough to go many years ago to the Mohammed Rafi concerts at the Coliseum or at Symphony Hall, there are some Mohammed Rafi greats as well from the 40s. So you will hear Suhani Raat Dal Chuki, which was one of the first big Bollywood songs. And then perhaps even better known, we will of course be doing L'Agja Galé, which was such a wonderful moment finishing at the Royal Albert Hall last year. But the difference is you're going to be intimate and close up to the singers and close up to the musicians in a way that you wouldn't with those big symphonic performances. So we'll also be doing some more contemporary repertoire. Jumme Kirat is one that we did, which was originally sang by Palak Muchal, who is someone I've worked with on 2 concerts and is a wonderful singer and wonderful artist to work with. We're also going to be doing some A.R. Rahman tracks, so you'll hear some of the songs from Dil Se, for example, which we're really looking forward to doing. There's some which we haven't done in any of the symphonic concerts, so we're doing some especially for this concert. And then of course you've got the big kind of Lakshmikant Pyarelal numbers, the big Shankar Jaikishan numbers, big R.D. Burman numbers like Yama Yama that we're going to be doing, which are just so much fun for the orchestra to do because there's so many colours in those performances. I could go on because there's a lot of songs. In some cases you hear the songs in full, and in some cases you'll hear them as part of a medley. So the kind of richest 2 or 3 minutes of the song we'll put into one big performance, which will throw you through, sometimes through different eras and different styles, but in one musical shout, effectively.